Hello again, my friends. I wanted to just kind of let you know about something. This is part 2, where we are working on the February calendar in the Floribunda calendar. However, I did want to mention one thing, that in the actual Floribunda book, if you go in here, the same exact picture that we're doing in the calendar is also in this book as well. So if you have the book, we're going to be working on the calendar. So either way, this video will help you. So let us begin here. Now this is kind of where we left off on part 1. So now in part 2 now, I think we're going to work on this little guy here. Not sure what it's called. I probably should look all these up and find out what they're called, but I just color what I want anyways. I don't really try to go by what they're supposed to look like most of the time. But anyway, so I'm going to grab out our trusty journals here. Hopefully you've been keeping your journals. And I have all different kinds, things in here. And hopefully you have done the same thing as we've colored along, so you could keep all the colors that you've used in the previous thing, so that you can look back and say, oh, I like that, and then you can choose it throughout your thing. I also have different leaf colors, different stuff like that. But I think for this one here, I'm going to go for this one. So let's pull out, we're going to need a powder blue. So grab a powder blue, which is 1087. All right. And then we're going to need our non-photo blue, which is 919. Then we're going to need the electric blue, which is 1040. Okay. Then let's go for some ultramarine blue, which is 902. Then the fun colors, of course, are the hot pink, which is 993. And then we're going to use some lavender, which is 934. And some mulberry, 995. Now, if you guys colored with me long enough, this isn't, I might add other stuff to this, but for now, that was just kind of an idea I had on some colors. So, let us begin the fun. Okay, so let me move this up a little bit. Sorry, it's hard for me to... Alright, so I wanted to get close enough so you could see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I was thinking about is let's start with our powder blue. Okay? And start from the top of each one of these petals and just go down. Feather them down. You don't even have to go all the way to the bottom if you don't want to. Just feather it down. And remember, it's okay to leave some white spots, because that leaves some highlights. Do I need to be closer, or is that close enough? Like a little closer, maybe? Okay. Alright, so just go like that. Just put the pretty powder blue in. Okay, and like I say, do it in kind of like a feathery line type way. That way you can still have some whites in there, and which gives you the highlights, okay? So just, okay, it's 2 in a row, Justin. Okay, so we're going like this. Okay. And we're going, there you go. Alright. So that good, gives us a nice little base to work with. Now let's grab the non-photo blue. Okay, we're going to grab the non-photo blue, and let's start from the bottom up. Okay, and just bring it up the same way with your lines. Don't go all the way up to the top. You're going to start adding a little bit of drama. Okay. I don't like the music that's playing, so hold on a minute. Just stand by for 1 second. Alright, so take this blue here and we're going to go just up, flick some up, leave the tips nice and light blue. We can always go back and do more to it, but this is just a good base to start out with. Don't forget, put these colors in your journal. Alright, so go like this. And if you can't draw like something similar like this, don't worry about it. Just make one little leaf, like a little leaf shape, and then just put these colors in one thing. So, because you may want to use this for some sort of other kind of a flower. It's just so you can keep track of your color combinations, you know. I have to turn because of the way I work. I have to turn. I can't. Sorry. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now let's take the next color, which is going to be the electric blue. Is that what I just used? Wait, I just used electric blue, huh? Oh, the color rolled into each other. That's okay, I'll just darken it up a little bit then. Just using the electric blue, and I'm just giving it a little bit more. Some places darker. This is lighter. Okay. So now we're going to grab the ultramarine blue. Okay. 902, the ultramarine blue. And then let's start at the bottom. And we're going to go up. Not too much. Don't want to do too much because how pretty already, how it starts becoming nice little accented. On some of them, just follow the line if you want, you know, the black line. And you really don't even have to do every single one, but you should, because they all need to be shaded. But so just put this like that. Okay, I'm going to turn some more here. Okay. Little trick, what I do, I just take a paper like this and then I just roll it around and just kind of fix it yourself. Huh. Best way, huh? Okay, then Okay. And then any other details you might want to put in. Outline it if you want. Okay. Let's turn it the normal way so we can see what we got going here. Okay. So you just kind of look at it. You can put your head back and say, okay, do I like the way that looks? Say, yeah, sure. So I'm thinking, let's grab this 934, which is your lavender. And let's add a little bit in here on some of these tips. Oops, that was a little too dark, but just lightly. That one was a little too dark, but that's okay. Still looks good. Just to add, you know me with my layering, I like to have as much interest as possible. Don't want to, we're not average over here in our group, right? Okay, so we throw in some pretty lavender. See, just adding a little bit of color made it a lot different, huh? Made it like a little bit more depth, got a little bit more layering in it. Okay, so now that we have this lavender out, let's do the inside. So just take nice and light, put lavender inside this little guy. Or whatever color you want. This is just what I'm picking, you know. There's probably a million ways you could do this. Okay, now I want to have it to have some depth, so maybe let's make it a little darker in here. You want to have, so now you can put a little bit more pressure on your hand to bring it out a little bit. Putting the color. See? It's good, huh? Okay. Okay. Now let's do the some hot pink. Let's throw some hot pink up in here. Just in some little bit of areas in the middle. Just to give it a little bit of a pretty layering effect. Then let's take the mulberry, our mulberry color, and let's deepen in this area over here. See? I'm just, how high you want to go up is up to you, but when you do though, make sure you feather it in and blend it so that it doesn't just look like a line. Okay, so we go like this. Okay. I'm gonna go around here. And then I gotta blend that. Let's feather it in. Just have patience and relax. That's the whole point. If you feel you need it a little darker in some spots, then go back and add in some, a little bit more darker. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, I was gonna maybe put some white in there, but I think I'm just good the way that one is. All right, now we need to work on this leaf here. Okay, so I was thinking in our earlier picture back over here, where was it? And didn't we do in our January picture? We did a leaf. This one, remember, like this one? If you remember this one, where we had where it's kind of glowing in the middle and all that. I was thinking maybe we should do that on this one, since this is so much open space and it's kind of rounded right here. I was thinking we could do that. So let's see what we can do for that. Again, I gotta find the, I'm gonna change the colors up, but let's see. Okay, so let's pull out a pale sage, which is hold on, I gotta show you, can't see it yet here. Here you go. We're gonna get like a pale sage, which is 1089, and then we need a lime peel, okay, which is 1005, and then we're gonna need some green ochre, which is 1191. And then let's try some Prussian green. I was thinking might be good. 1019. And then a dark green, which is 908. And then we have a spring green. Okay, spring green, which is 913. And then we have our canary yellow. But also, I didn't put on here because I think I'm going to need this one too, which is yellow ochre, which is 942. So 942 yellow ochre. Okay, so now I think we got a basic idea here, kind of what I want to do. Not sure because I've never done this flower before, so we're just, it's not really a flower, but leaf. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I think I'm going to put the highlights just so I don't mess up, you know, I want to know where I want it to turn. So go take your canary yellow and kind of make the area here and over here where you kind of want it to look like it's bending a little bit and a little highlighted in the middle, and put that in there just so we can make a bending spot for it. Okay. Alright. Then take some yellow ochre, your yellow ochre color, and we're just gonna lightly put in some lines. And they're more like lines, they're not really filling it in, you're just kind of flicking in some lines. Okay, because this leaf has there's no texture to it, so we're gonna have to kind of create our own texture, right? All right, so let's take the pale sage and just start bringing in the color with the pale sage. Again, in this case, we don't need to color in the whole thing because there's no texture. So try, if you can, just do like I'm doing with more like a line effects. Because if you don't, it's just going to look too solid and the leaf is just going to be flat. We want to make it awesome, a little bit more textury, right? Okay, we got the pale sage going. Then the next one, let's grab the lime peel. And with the lime peel, we're going to do the same thing, only lower down. maybe go along the border of this stem or the vein with that lime peel like that. And towards the bottom you could fill it. You could fill it in more because it'll look better. And then now you just got to play with it a little. Okay. Now you just got to play with it a little. Okay, so right about here is where you have to just start. You just play around with it, you know, until you like the colors and the thickness and the, because we still got more colors to add, but still you want to work on that. Okay, it's starting to come along, not quite yet, but it will. Sorry, that phone call was my Safeway. They delivered to me, and they said that they want me to take an early delivery, so they're going to be here in 20 minutes. That's what that call was. Okay, man, I really miss my little brush. Okay, alright, so we can come back, I guess, with this color after, but you can, it's starting to get a little effect going here. You know, I'm trying to keep it a little bit even so that it looks, you know, I want it totally honky wantus. Okay, so now let's grab the I'm thinking I'm not gonna put the spring green in yet. Let's do this one, the green ochre. And now let's start really making the leaf pretty now. Okay, so just color it in like this. Go along the edge of the stem or the vein. Okay, and we're gonna bring that out like that. Okay, so now just keep messing around over here. Along the edges here, maybe outline the edges a little and make that darker like that. And then maybe if you want, just bring in a little color like that. See how it starts to kind of come, how it starts coming together. So now, not much. So now you go like this and just kind of, yeah, that kind of looks good, I think. So let's outline that leaf, and then you just don't want to have an outline like that, because see how that doesn't look that great. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you just take it in light little feather strokes, and just to bring the color into the leaf itself like that, so it just doesn't look like it's just a flat outline. You want to keep it, make it look natural. Okay, and there you go. Oh, see, that's starting to, see how it's starting to, how it looks like it's starting to get a really pretty edge on there. All right, now let's do the same thing on this side. Okay, just make a nice outline right along the edge, and then we want to do the same thing. Go all the way around, just like that. And you see how we have this effect here we want to do the same thing, but the problem is that this is under and this is over. So on this case, you don't want to put too much, because then we don't want them both to look like they're flipping under, right? We want to, but we still want to carry on with the a little bit of the, so it's a little bit blended. So you see, and I'm also going upward movements. Okay, so alright, that's alright if you want to go darker over here, and then now you can start playing around with it a little bit. Okay. Now I think we're going to need to bring this down. So let's start taking this and bringing some of this color in also to the leaf there. And then let's go up here the same way. Okay. Okay. Are you getting it? You having fun? You just play around. Don't be afraid of it. Just no reason to be. Okay, now you just sort of add dimension where you think you want to add it. I think that it needs a little bit more in here. Okay. Okay. Now let's take. I'm thinking. Let's do some Prussian green, okay? So now we're going to grab some Prussian green and let's just give it a little bit of some color, a little bit more colory. Now this is layering, so that's why the colors start really becoming effective, because there's so many colors, one on top of another, and one that creates a different color and a different color, and then your eyes will start looking like they look deep into the leaf instead of just flat. Like if you just colored this one color in with a marker, it wouldn't look as good. Well, to some people it's perfect, but I'm just saying, for me, I like to have excitement in my life. Okay, so yeah. Okay, starting to look like that's starting to look pretty, right? Alright, let's take this one now, which is the dark green, and let's start adding a little bit, some dark green in here. Same thing, I'm just going to go around the leaf there. I'm not even going to put it in all the spots. I'm just sort of kind of randomly putting it in, you know, not even if I miss spots, it's okay. I can miss some spots because okay. And then let's go for our espresso. This is the espresso, and we're gonna just, I need to darken up, I'm thinking, just the tips in here. Espresso. I think I may even go a little bit around here, just not in all, not in, like skip some areas, like maybe just do this one over here and then skip, you know, there, just to make it like that, see? And then let's do the tip of the bottom of this one with espresso too. Bring it out. Okay, and then you kind of look at your picture a little bit and say, where do you think it needs a little bit more shadowy? So I'm thinking maybe over here a little. Needs a little bit more, some depth to it. Come over here a little bit. Add some little depth underneath here. And throw just some spots there. Okay. Now, let's just brighten it up a little bit with that spring green, right? I was thinking maybe just brighten it up a little bit. Some spring green. I'm actually going to go over that yellow with the spring green. A little bit, just go over a little bit with that spring green there. You don't want it starky yellow. Okay, and I'm going to try this again now. This is the canary yellow. And I'm going to add some of that back in, but I'm also going to bring it down kind of all over, actually, just to give it a final little depth to it and a nice little sheen. Bring a little sunshine to it, and voila. So just keep playing with yours until you get it the way that you like it. Okay, so let's slide it out. And that is how it's coming out so far, huh? Okay. Alright. So thank you so much for watching. Let's stay tuned for part 3 coming up next.